President Trump trying to rally his party, tweeting this morning, Republican senators are working hard to pass the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country. Obstructionist Dems trying to block because they think it's too good.
It's still not good enough.
Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer making his case this morning for why he says the legislation should be scrapped.
This bill would add $1 trillion to the deficit. All of the claims that tax cuts for the wealthy and corporations will pay for themselves were not correct. It's time for my Republican friends to admit the error and come clean with the American people.
Just as the bill seemed to gain some momentum Thursday, a report by the Bipartisan Joint Committee on Taxation was released, projecting that the GOP tax plan would only cover about $400 billion worth of the $1.4 trillion cost. Many Republicans brushing off the findings.
I think the JCT scoring is highly questionable.
It's about as accurate as those late-night psychic hotlines.
Some GOP members now trying to find ways to cut the cost of the bill, among them Senator Bob Corker.
We're still working.
Democrats argue if the bill passes, large corporations will be the big winners and the middle class will suffer most.
My colleagues rushing to pass this legislation don't seem to care, because the only thing that matters is delivering for donors who have too much power and influence in Washington.
Most Republicans disagree, saying they'd rather have an imperfect plan than no legislation at all.
You just can't fail. I mean, this is just unacceptable for the Republican Party to have the House, the Senate, and the White House and not be able to reform the tax code. That's just an unacceptable outcome.
President Trump is hoping for the Senate version of the bill to be passed and then for the Senate and House Republicans to combine and meld their different versions by Christmas.